Alright, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to Real Madrid Hub again. I'm your host, Dr. Jota, and in this longer video, I will be talking about the information that I delivered this morning regarding to the first step that Kylian Mbappe allegedly has given, sending a message to PSG communicating that he is done in the French team and he wants to quit the next summer. He wants to leave the next summer PSG in order for him to play in Real Madrid, because this is not a coincidence. I mean, as you can imagine, and as I have been informing and sharing with you all over the last 2 months, this is only the first step in the plan of Florentino Perez to sign Kylian Mbappe. I mean, the first step, as you know, it was, okay, make the call and tell Al-Khelaifi and PSG that you want to quit. Florentino Perez, in my opinion, has told Mbappe maybe in the past, maybe last summer, maybe last year, probably told Kylian Mbappe to call Al-Khelaifi and say, okay, be honest, be clear, and tell them straight through that you want to leave. With no people in the middle, with no public signs, public statements hinting that you want to quit or something like that. No, don't do that. First step, first thing you have to do, just make the call to PSG, make the call to Al-Khelaifi and say, hey, I want to quit. And that is pretty understandable, because if you remember last week during an interview, Kylian Mbappe confirmed that no matter what happened, that he will never betray to PSG. Whatever happens, I mean, whatever the future is for Kylian Mbappe, he confirmed that every single step he will give, it's gonna be straight through. I mean, looking to the face, looking and pointing out of the face of the board members of PSG. I mean, no backstabbing, no things like that, because that would be unfair. Completely unfair. So that it makes sense. That it makes a lot of sense, because Mbappe is a very good player, but also is a very good person and very good human being. So everything, like fits perfectly, in my opinion, and makes sense, right? So once they know, once Al-Khelaifi is aware of the last decision of Kylian Mbappe to leave PSG, two different things can happen. And of course, two different responses might happen. Number one, Al-Khelaifi accepts the decision of Kylian Mbappe and, he says, okay, fair enough, let's sit down, all of us. If you want to leave, let's all of us sit down, Florentino Perez, Al-Khelaifi and Mbappe, and let's try to find the best way for all of us. Let's try to make a good deal for all of us. Let's try the things work out for all of us. That's it. Obviously, in that situation, nothing else will happen from the side of Kylian Mbappe. Because if they agree in the departure of Kylian Mbappe and go and play in Real Madrid, everything will be okay. But a second thing can happen, completely the opposite. Al-Khelaifi telling Mbappe that he won't leave PSG. Al-Khelaifi rejecting the proposal of Kylian Mbappe and forcing him to keep playing for PSG until the end of his contract. In that situation, all the things will change. And then the plan B and the response from Mbappe's side, from the Real Madrid side, or what in my opinion Florentino Perez has told to do Kylian Mbappe in that scenario is, okay, go out of public and make a kind of public statement and, go out of public, make a kind of public statement, say something, send a public sign so everybody out there can understand that you want to leave PSG, but Al-Khelaifi doesn't let you go. Because that way, the plan is to place the highest and heaviest pressure, public opinion, politics and all the stuff, placing all the pressure on the side of Al-Khelaifi, because you cannot do the things that way in Europe. And in my opinion, Florentino Perez will play with the possibility to press publicly to Al-Khelaifi from the politics side and say, hey, if you want to manage a European club, a European soccer team, you have to let the players go wherever they want. I mean, I'm okay, of course. I'm okay accepting that Real Madrid, in this case, should pay something in a kind of, transfer fee concept or something like that. I'm okay with that. But if there is a player who doesn't want to play anymore in your team, you have to let him go and sit down with him, get an agreement, reach a deal, and then let him be happy. That's it. I mean, this is Europe. This is not Qatar or another Middle East kingdom or something like that. The things here work in a very different way. So that is the problem when it comes to Al-Khelaifi and all these, Middle East or state clubs or whatever you want to call it. They don't understand how some players just want out, and it's not just about money. I mean, in my opinion, the problem here, the main thing with Al-Khelaifi and Mbappe is that Al-Khelaifi doesn't even understand how is that possible that Kylian Mbappe wants to leave when he can make way more money staying in PSG than the money he can make in Real Madrid. That is the big problem, the big issue. That is what Al-Khelaifi can't understand. And it was the same situation with Neymar, with the only difference that Neymar was playing two sides in two different ways. Neymar was not being very honest with FC Barcelona. I mean, neither Barcelona nor PSG. He just wanted to preserve and protect his own interest. That's it. But Kylian Mbappe is a very completely different person. Kylian Mbappe he wants to be honest with everybody. He wants to be honest with PSG. He wants to be honest with Real Madrid. But in the bottom of his heart, what he feels is that he wants to play in Real Madrid no matter what the money he can make. Because he's very aware that he will make much less money in Real Madrid than in PSG. And he knows it. But he doesn't care. He really wants to play in Real Madrid. That's it, no matter what. That is what Al-Khelaifi can understand. And that's why last week we saw and we were told about rumors regarding the possibility for Al-Khelaifi to fire Leonardo. Because in his opinion, Leonardo is doing a very poor job, a very horrible job when it comes to the renewal contract to renew Kylian Mbappe. You know what I'm saying? But it's not about that. It's not about that Leonardo is a very bad, sports director, sports manager. It's not just that. It's just because Mbappe wants to play in Real Madrid because it's a dream come true. That's it. But apparently Al-Khelaifi doesn't want to understand it. That is the thing here. So for now, the first step has been given, which is good for Real Madrid, because now Mbappe is, trying to accomplish the very difficult task to convince and tell them directly, look into the eyes, look into the face, that he wants to quit. And now the PSG response will be probably given in the next few days. We will know something about that, and we will know which route PSG wants to walk through. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a lot of uncertainty as of today until we know something from PSG. But of course, for any reason, for all the news I've been reading over the last days, if that is true, that PSG already has the perfect replacement or a substitute for Kylian Mbappe, whether Harry Kane or Mohamed Salah, in my opinion, PSG might be much more flexible than expected. So that way, the signing of Kylian Mbappe might be much more easy for us. And hopefully it happens. hopefully happens that way, because it's pretty obvious that it's going to be the easiest way, not only for Real Madrid, for everybody else. Let's try to avoid the war. Let's try to avoid the conflict with PSG, because it's gonna be the much better way for everybody. So now let me know your thoughts about that. Just comment in the section below, and of course subscribe to my channel, Real Madrid Hub.